Dogs are considered to be man's best friend, but there's so much more than that. Today we're going to show you a story about a dog named Zhang Zhang, who is so loyal to his owner that he waits for him at the train station to come back from work every day. You won't believe how long Zhang Zhang has to wait. This big fella is called Zhang Zhang. As funny as his name might sound, it actually means bear in Chinese. However, his size is not the only thing impressive about Zhang Zhang. Zhang Zhang is not only huge in size, but he has a big heart as well. This doggy story is so emotional that it's going to make your heart melt. With that said, let's see why Zhang Zhang sits on the sidewalk all day long. The man in this picture is called Mr. Chen, and he's Zhang Zhang's owner. The two have been together for more than 8 years now, and you won't believe how Mr. Chen and Zhang Zhang met. Zhang Zhang is 15 years old, and he's been with Mr. Chen ever since the man adopted the doggy and saved him from living a rough life on the streets. This is why Zhang Zhang does the fantastic thing every day. Keep watching to see what Zhang Zhang does. Mr. Chen leaves for work every morning, and Zhang Zhang waits for him to come back every day. To make things even more adorable, Zhang Zhang waits for Mr. Chen in the train station. You'll be amazed to find out how much time Zhang Zhang spends every day at the train station. Mr. Chen works 12 hours each day, and Zhang Zhang sits in the train station until he comes back from work. Can you imagine how loyal this dog is? Just think about it like this. Would you ever wait for 12 hours and never move from that spot? No, I didn't think so. Zhang Zhang has been spending so much time in the train station that he became a local celebrity. People who commute via train always make sure to give Zhang Zhang a delicious treat and some belly rubs, just like you'll see in this next picture. Even though most people would be scared to get close to a big dog like Zhang Zhang, this yellow doggy has managed to make friends with everyone who visits the train station. The upcoming pictures are going to make your heart melt. The most heartbreaking thing about watching the yellow doggy waiting for his owner every day is how happy he gets whenever a new train arrives, only to find out that his owner isn't on it. Zhang Zhang always gets a little bit sad when his owner doesn't come out of the train. It's heartbreaking to see it, and it's also why so many people come and pet Zhang Zhang whenever he's feeling down. How do you think Mr. Chen feels about this? Mr. Chen says that he always gets emotional when he sees that Zhang Zhang spends 12 hours just waiting for him every day. Although this isn't the only thing that Mr. Chen had to say about his loyal friend. The man tried to teach Zhang Zhang not to follow him to the train station because it could be dangerous. But the dog couldn't care less. Zhang Zhang loves his owner, and he's willing to take a risk if it means that he gets to spend a few more minutes with Mr. Chen. Isn't that adorable? Mr. Chen says that the most fantastic thing about the yellow dog is that he somehow makes friends with everyone. People are not scared of his size at all because they know he's just a fluffy cutie pie. The only time that Zhang Zhang ever makes a noise while sitting in the train station is when Mr. Chen comes back from work. The pooch is happy, and that's why he barks around his owner. One of the most amazing things about Zhang Zhang is that he doesn't care about the weather at all. Mr. Chen says that even though it might be raining or snowing, Zhang Zhang will sit still and wait for him all day long. One thing is sure then, it must be that Mr. Chen and Zhang Zhang share a strong bond. Zhang Zhang's actions are the most excellent example of what unconditional love feels like, and we can bet that Mr. Chen is happy to have him. The people who work at nearby stores have grown accustomed to Zhang Zhang, and they give him something good to eat every day. In fact, one of the local store owners makes sure to give the pooch a delicious treat every time he comes to the train station. This is one of the people who love giving Zhang Zhang some attention while he's waiting for Mr. Chen to return from work. You know who Zhang Zhang reminds me of? Keep watching to find out. Zhang Zhang's story reminds me of Hachiko, who's a famous dog that had a movie done about him. Just like Zhang Zhang, Hachiko waited for his owner to arrive at the train station for years on end. But sadly, his owner never came. If there's one thing Zhang Zhang shows us, is that everyone should consider getting a dog. Mr. Chen is lucky to have Zhang Zhang because he's one of the cutest and most loyal dogs ever. But most importantly, he's a good boy.